So my dude's on one side just like, and then the other dude on the other side like, get out of my car, man. What's up, my dudes? Back here, Christian. In today's video, it is Saturday, and you guys were asking me, hey, on Saturdays, can you and your friend Sawyer, more like Sawyer, yep, I'm here with him today, can you guys do a freaking scary animations reaction to this dude Llama Arts? And I was like, hell yeah, man. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And then I was like, okay, so basically, yeah, we're doing a reaction to horror stories. Now, stay here or I'll find you. Yep. I will. Alright, so, now that we got that out of the way, this thing hurts. Let's do this. Ali intro. Am I okay? Alright, we're good.
It's just life.
3 months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car, a 99 Toyota Camry.
Dude.
On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex invited me over to one of his friend's big parties, I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. So we carpooled with Alex's girlfriend, Brianna. We lived in the countryside of Virginia, meaning less big parties. Meaning when there was a big party, it was a huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends. The whole ride there, we took the same 2-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down. At certain points on this road, there were a few houses on either side, and then it would just go back to being a long, empty highway again. The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area, but the party was held outside anyways, since his closest neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue. I'll skip most of the party up until the point that Brianna, who was supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency. Alex said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home. Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight.
The goddamn fly,
watch,
man.
and it was...
This freaking fly's pissing me off. He's been down here for like a week. This one fly.
like 2 in the morning. I figured it was time to go.
I think he's high.
I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere. In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew had already left. I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me. I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2 tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up. So, literally not knowing what else to do, I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home. I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition. Maybe after 15 minutes of walking down the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me.
My dude died.
Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb. As the car neared, it slowed down and came to a stop right next to me. The man driving the 98 Ford Explorer
Let's just
rolled
find
down the
some random guy on the street that looks like a creep and has a shotgun in the back of his car, and you just
aiming it at me multiple times.
Yep. The trip. He's just aiming the shotgun at my forehead. No, I'm joking. But like, still, it's just like, freaking. He said 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
It's just like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like high and drunk at the same time, and you're just walking on the street. You're probably in the middle of the road, rolling down the road. That's how high you are, and you're just like, oh yeah, some guy's about to run me over. Maybe stick up my thumb and he'll stop. So then sticks up his thumb. The guy grabs him, shoves him in the car, and there you go. They're on their way. Like what?
Joe, and asked where you headed. I told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn, probably slurring my words beyond comprehension. He chuckled and told me to hop in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out. And that's what happened. The memories of being in that truck turned to a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
This guy is stupid. Why? Just jump out the window. You'll wake up. You'll just be like, oh, I'm awake.
The next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck. The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything. I looked around and realized the road we were on wasn't familiar. I nervously asked, where are we going? He then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway? As the man answered my very straightforward question with another irrelevant question, the sobering reality of the situation hit me. You can let me out anywhere, I told the man. The man responded with a firm no.
Aggressive.
I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up. I started to gag as I felt more and more nauseous by the second. The man took his eyes off the road to look at me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction. I turned in his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and...
So my dude's on one side just like... And then the other dude on the other side like... Get out of my car, man! I was gonna take you to my house, and I was gonna shoot you in the head, but you know what? Just get out of my car! It's a brand new Lambo, okay?
Although he said it was a truck.
Yep, it's totally a Lambo. It's my brand new truck, bro. It was like 50 cents at the Dollarama. Back up.
Slow down the car. Thankfully, I drank as much as I did, because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap. The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon myself to run for my life into the woods and duck behind a few bushes. The man came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light straight over me without noticing. Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it. By some miracle, I saw another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a lunatic. The car...
Hit me, please! It's just like some people are driving past you, literally run in front of the car, gets hit by the car, gets run over, dead, and then it's just like... keeps driving.
Tried to avoid me, but I wouldn't let it. They were forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back. Once I told them that I was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the police station or anything, but to my house. I made it back safely, where I couldn't thank the driver enough.
Dude forgets the license plate.
I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number. And then I felt like punching myself in the face.
I would have stabbed myself in the face.
I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him. All I knew was that he drove a faded blue '99 Ford Explorer.
It's like...
I made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me.
What if they, what's it called? What if, they arrested everybody with a blue car?
The same kind of car.
Yeah, and
he's my neighbor, I swear.
He's got the same car and it's blue. The police break in. FBI, open up. But yeah, if I was that guy and my friend left me, I would have just went up to my friend and been like, what's up? Stabs him in the freaking chest. Been like, yeah, that's your fault, bro. You bullied me, so now I'm killing you. No, I probably would have just been like, ah!
The party without telling me. I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for almost a year now. As time goes on, even the worst of memories may start to fade, but after writing this to share with the internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
The interwebs. Leave your entries in the subreddit, bro! Cause all internet webs in the next episode of Woo. Yay. Okay, guys, well, that's the end of the video. Psych Animation 2. You just got roasted. You just got roasted. That's what I thought. No, die in a hole. Okay, you're Yeah, let's do this. This one's called The Wedding Hand. Look-see episode.
I have actually seen this before with the Crypt TV version.
Yourself cannot release it. Will come to take a piece.
4 fingers.
I have 4 fingers too, guys. She's like, bro fist!
Let's see if they can replicate the good scare factor of that one part.
Oh god, no, please don't. Please, you idiot. She's gonna get pulled over. Oh, what the hell? Oh god, no.
I've seen
Behind her.
version I know.
Behind her. What? He's gonna be outside the door or something. Oh god.
Oh, here goes.
Oh, freaking! That actually got me.
They did it.
She's like, bro fist! Yeah. Yeah, that actually got me there. Oh no. Oh no, something's gonna come out of the toilet. Or something's gonna like shove her in.
Something goes to shove her in.
Oh my god! Okay, just sit there while it slowly brings its hands down. Just, oh crap. Just like, it's just like, she just sees his hands and then she's like, alright, let me wait 5 minutes till he grabs me, then I'll try to run. Let's just bring up my phone, who's texting me. Oh yeah, it's just PewDiePie, okay. See, bye PewDiePie, I'm dead now. Puts the phone back in her pocket. Are you gonna grab me yet? Okay, not. Brings out her other phone for some reason. Oh, who's this? Oh yeah, let me just play some Clash Royale. Oh yeah, I beat somebody. Oh, finally you grabbed me. Now I can try to run. She sounds like a dying horse. Look how beautiful she looks now. She looks. That is actually disturbing. Why is it bully? Look, see.
Oh dang it! They didn't do the good. Oh, this.
I thought there'd be a jump scare at the end.
They didn't do the twist at the end where she goes.
Okay, well, animation number 3. That was a good one. That got me there. That one part.
The look up movement's there.
When it's like,
it's cool. It's even cooler when it's live action.
She
and it actually looks kind of.
Oh. The hell? The sound went away, and I was like, what?
A couple weeks ago, my dad came home and pitched me a small job offer. One of his coworkers was going away for
I don't work.
and needed somebody he could trust to watch over his house. The reason my dad pitched this to me was because the man's house has a big CCTV system. Basically a camera in every room, and then an operating desk where all screens could be watched on a big monitor. And I'm a computer science major, so my dad just always assumed that I know how to work anything technological. The man told my dad that he'd pay me $200 for the 2 days just to watch.
Got it! Yes! He killed the fly!
I punched it.
It has been conquered! Yes!
He grabbed the fly. Dead fly.
Leave your entries in the subreddit, bro! Cause I'll watch your submissions in the next episode of Lawai. Okay, I'm throwing it outside. Okay, well, it's now dead forever.
Whatever that meant. My dad drove me to the house and introduced me to the man, whose name doesn't matter. The man made it seem like he preferred I stay in the upstairs room with the monitors as opposed to roaming the house all day. That was fine with me, though. So when I wasn't eating, I was mostly just sitting in that room with the TV on in the background, and doing schoolwork on my laptop. Ironically, the thing I was doing the least was keeping an eye on the monitors. Night came. I started wondering where in the house I should sleep, since surprisingly we hadn't discussed that. So I sat back down at the desk and looked at all the different rooms on the screens to see which rooms had beds or couches. I noticed something I wasn't expecting to notice, though. The back screen door was open downstairs. I didn't remember it being open. I looked through each and every camera screen in a panic. In the living room, a closet door was open. This one I knew wasn't open earlier. I texted my dad to call the man and ask him if he came back home. Meanwhile, I continued watching the screen. On the grainy, dark image, a tall person who resembled only a black shadow on the screen stepped out from the closet. I pulled my arms off the desk as I covered my mouth with my hands in shock. As I did this, however, my left elbow pulled some heavy object from the desk onto the floor, creating a big thud. The person in the image very clearly moved their head up to the ceiling as a response to the noise. They went for the stairs, walking up very, very slowly, step by step. Meanwhile, I got a text back from my dad saying, "No, he's not. I just spoke to him half an hour ago. Why?" I got so caught up in my phone texting my dad to send help that I didn't even pay attention to the monitor. There was a knock at the door. I looked at it and then the screens. The first screen I laid my eyes on was the one showing the person outside the door to the room I was in. When I remembered that door had no lock.
I'd have been like, "Sup, bro? Coming to my house?" Oh, wait, where the hell is he? Just house sitting for some guy?
Yeah.
"What's up, bro? Coming into my friend's house?" That's what I thought. No. Now get the hell out or I'll shoot you. Alright, well, that doesn't make it better. Then I'll shoot you in the balls. So get out. Or
what if it's a girl, though?
then I'll shoot you in the vaginas. Face. I said face. Nope, I will shotgun you with this, even though it's not a shotgun. Right.
Yeah, but lever action.
The nose. Now, look, shove your nose in there, and there you go. I'll be like,
you got your BB lever action rifle. That's totally how a lever action rifle.
Yep, you go like this, and it's like, "What's up, boy? Coming into my house with that?" I was already prepared for this. Brings this out of the desk. Just like, but it's like actually like it would kill somebody if I shoot them.
A real lever action?
Yeah, and it's just like, "What's up, boy? I was prepared for this. I knew you were coming." And he's like, "You hacker." And he's like, "What's up?" That's what I would have done. Probably. Maybe not.
Only thing I could think to do was jump out the window into the bushes below.
I just only want to break my legs.
Down the block and then stopped when my dad called me. I had him call his friend and ask him if he was expecting somebody in the house. The man said he had no relatives or friends who had his key or would ever let themselves into his home. So he called the cops and had them review the footage. I got to watch all of it, and it showed everything. From the moment the intruder broke the glass to the backyard door, to the moment I jumped out the window and him running away shortly after. The intruder was never found. The footage was just too dark to identify his face.
So you get night vision cameras. Pay a bit of extra money to get a filter on that.
Idiot. Alright, well, we're going on to the last animation, guys. Animation 4. Yeah, it's called Scary True Horror Stories. Let's do this. we're gonna need this for that. For it.
I'm 27 years old. I live alone in a rural town in Virginia, about 2 blocks away from my parents. My parents are both in their 60s, and my mom has become a very worrisome woman in her old age. Sometimes she walks over uninvited and lets herself in, since I had regrettably given her a key, which can get a bit annoying. Like if I would be out really late on weekends at a bar or with women, I would sometimes come home to my mom sitting in the living room waiting, worried sick. I know you may just think, oh my god, that's crazy, why not just put your foot down and tell her to stop? Well, because you don't know my mom. It's very hard to describe her, but she's the kind of worrisome, innocent little lady that you just can't bring yourself to go against. And I hate to mention, she also has mild dementia. Anyway, this was Saturday night. I think it was around 2 in the morning. I was at a nearby club with a group of college friends, really the only place to hang out in this boring town, and I was getting ready to head home. I said goodbye to all my friends and walked the 3 blocks it took to get back to my house. I walked up my front stoop in my drunken haze and dug my hand in my pocket for my keys. When I grabbed the doorknob, I realized it was unlocked. My mom was here again. I quietly opened and shut the front door, locking it behind me. I put my keys on the kitchen counter and found a note written in my mom's handwriting saying, "You forgot this at our house, next to the box of half-eaten cake my parents didn't want." I didn't see my mom anywhere, so I assumed she must have gone upstairs to sleep in the guest bed until I got back, which is something she would commonly do as well. Then I heard footsteps upstairs, confirming it, and that's when I sighed once again. 27 years old, almost 3 in the morning, and she still has to wait up and treat me like a child. I ran upstairs to check the guest bed, empty, along with all the bathrooms. I was afraid Mom was having one of her episodes due to her condition, so I ran to the phone to call my dad. After 4 rings, my dad picked up in a groggy voice, asking what the hell is the matter. After I told him that I heard Mom wandering around upstairs in my house, there was a short pause, and then he said, "That's not possible, she's sleeping right next to me." My mouth fell open as I turned my head to face the dark upstairs, and just barely by the light provided by the kitchen, I could see a head peering around from the corner at the top of the stairs, looking down at me. I screamed into the phone as I ran out the front door and down the street to my parents' house, explaining to my father on the way. About halfway there, my dad told me, "Alright, I'm gonna call the cops," and hung up.
You're gonna call the cops.
I made it to my parents' house, where my mom was already waiting at the door, worried sick. My mom explained that she did come over to clean my kitchen a little bit and to bring over the cake they didn't want. 2 police cars pulled up in front of my parents' house, where they escorted me and my dad down the street to my house. 1 officer stayed outside with us, while 2 others went inside to investigate. It felt like 15 minutes before they came back outside and said it was clear. They checked the crawl space, the attic, everything. There was really nothing for me to report, other than the door was left unlocked and I saw the outline of a head upstairs before I ran for it. Still, I didn't feel safe sleeping in there that night, so I went back to my parents' house. Me and my dad are certain that my mom simply forgot to lock the door when she left, as her memory has been getting worse over the past few months. My dad has been stopping her from coming over alone from now on, which makes me both sad but also relieved. Some nights I still get paranoid that whoever was in my house that night never left, and is still hiding in here somewhere.
Scary.
It was me.
Obviously.
Yeah, it was obviously me. The one that actually only got me was the wedding hand Luxie.
Luxie's episode 1 though.
That got me. That was like number 1. I would check that out. Okay, so guys, Llama Art's channel will be in the description, and yeah, we can do this every Saturday if you want. We could react to some more Luxie videos that I really want to do, and we also won't just react to like just regular animations. We can react to like actual like horror videos or whatever, something that's a little more scary, or we could react to more of these. It's whatever you want to do. We can do it, guys. See ya, guys. Like, subscribe, or I'll find you because I've got a gun and I'll use it on you. So like, subscribe, comment, share, because I know where you live now. Yep. Listen to me. So, outro time. Yeah. I'll also subscribe to Lamart's. Link in description. Thank you guys so much. I hit myself in the balls. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, smack that like button in the face. Like a boss. Smack that subscribe button in the face. Like a boss. You guys got all the time in the world you want to comment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all you awesome dudes in the next video. Bye bye.